Hello, how you doing? Almost forgot, but wanted to get this quick video out. So, MCU tier lists. I've been doing MCU tier lists since 2021 when Phase 4 had all their movies and shows come out that year, and I ranked all of them. And then I did the same thing for the next year, ranking all those. That was concluding Phase 4. Then I did the same thing next year with Phase 5. And I was going to do some for 2024, but then I learned that Phase 5 actually ends with Thunderbolts and Ironheart. So I figured, I'll just wait. So I waited a little bit longer, and now we're doing. Phase 5 is now over for the MCU, which is kind of weird because yeah, we have Fantastic Four coming. That's apparently the beginning of Phase 6. So yeah, I'm not sure why they're separating these movies that way. Like, that would definitely be a big complaint I have with the multiverse saga. The structuring is really weird because like in the Infinity Saga, each phase would end with an Avengers movie, but this time we're not doing that because we haven't had an Avengers movie since Endgame, and it's really weird how they handled that. Like I don't like whenever they would separate a phase, it just kind of feels like I don't know, arbitrary, if that's the right word. Yeah, arbitrary. Cause it doesn't, because it's kind of like, oh, I guess the phase is over now. I'm rambling though. So yeah, this is MCU Phase 5 tier list part 2. That's a bit of a mouthful. I'm sorry. So, yep, we have actually a lot more to go through than I initially realized. Because, I mean, that's definitely another thing. There's so much MCUs. It is kind of, like, I can keep up with the movies, but it is definitely a little hard to keep up in my head, like, how many TV shows there are. Because there has been a lot, and it does seem like they're listening to that because I think they've said they're really slowing down on TV shows, which I'm glad because yeah, they've been cranking out too many. And yep, this is how we left it off. This is how we left off the tier list last time we did this, where actually I had Loki down here, but I've recently moved it up to great. I've rewatched it two more times, and because it is actually way better than I initially gave it credit for. And yeah, not much has changed here. I mean, there is one thing I gotta talk about for What If, but since season 3 has come out since that my last video, but you know, so yeah, not much else to say. Let's conclude the MCU Phase 5 tier list. I mean, if you want to see my previous Phase 5 video, you can of course click the card. I think I'm pointing it the right direction, hopefully. But yeah, moving on. So our first movie is Deadpool and Wolverine. Pretty dang high one. I mean, yeah, I'll put it in great. I already talked about this movie in my 2024 tier list. Not much has changed, except I think this movie is excellent. It is so bonkers and so fun. It is so cool seeing Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. That was so sick. And some people will say it disrespects Logan. I respectfully disagree because I mean, I'm okay with the idea that it's an alternate universe version of him. It's not the same Wolverine as in Logan, so I think it's fine. But yeah, so cool seeing the two interacting, and all the cameos are cool. You know, you got Chris Evans as Human Torch, you had Blade, Channing Tatum finally got a chance to play Gambit after all this time. It was all really cool. There was an into the Deadpool verse, into the Dead verse, pool verse, into the I don't know, the Deadpool variant stuff at the end was pretty cool. There's a lot to love about this movie. It's really fun. I remember at one point thinking I preferred Deadpool 2 over this one, but I've since changed my mind. I think this is my favorite Deadpool movie. I love the first two. They're both really fun, but this is the most fun to me. Just seeing Deadpool finally enter the MCU and Wolverine, I guess, as well. I'm really excited to see. Oh, we now know the Gambit, who was introduced in this movie by Channing Tatum, is coming back for Avengers Doomsday. So that's pretty exciting. All right. Next movie we have is Captain America Brave New World. So it's still relatively new, so I guess spoilers. Man, I'm struggling. Do I want to put an okay or good? I'm not sure. No, I'll put it on okay. Honestly, the backlash Brave New World has been getting it's just kind of mind-boggling to me. Like, I'm not sure why people are hating on it. Like, I know some of it is racism. Like, some people just don't like that Cap is played by a black guy, which, screw those people. But but other people who aren't like that and it'll be like, oh, it's just not very good. I mean, I agree. It is for sure my least favorite Captain America movie, but I don't really understand like what makes it bad, Because I personally found it to be pretty enjoyable. I mean, I love Sam Wilson. I love seeing him as Captain America. I love that you see him with the wing pack and his Wakandan technology. He is a more unique Captain America. He's not exactly like Steve Rogers. He's Captain America in name only, like with the shield, but he also like has that same like, oh, I know what's best for America. But the way he fights is different. So he's not like an exact copy paste of Steve Rogers. And Harrison Ford is in this. That's really awesome. Never thought I'd see Harrison Ford in a Marvel movie, but yeah, he's Thunderbolt Ross in this, and the fact that he turns into the Red Hulk is pretty dang awesome. I just really wish the trailers didn't spoil it, cause yeah, that was really stupid how the marketing went down. But yeah, once I rewatched it, accepting okay, Red Hulk only pops up at the end. Yeah, it was more enjoyable. Like I love the way they developed Ross in this movie, where he realizes his mistakes and wants to atone for them. Basically, I think it's really nice. It is kind of cool that they resolve some plot lines from the Incredible Hulk, like bringing back Samuel Stearns, like he wants revenge on Ross for imprisoning him. Like that's all well and good. Does make this movie feel a little bit more like an Incredible Hulk sequel, and yeah, that is definitely a complaint I have. I don't feel like it. I feel like it works better as an Incredible Hulk sequel instead of a Captain America 4, which is annoying because Captain America is good in this movie, but I feel like he could have been better. Like they didn't really give him too much of an arc, but it's fine. And it's cool that we now know he's of course teaming up the Avengers again, who have been broken up since Civil War. It's crazy how long ago that was, but the Avengers are finally coming back together. And then we have Thunderbolts. I've only seen Thunderbolts one time. I mean, I really want to rewatch it, but yeah, I'll put it in good. I'm a little weird out when people say, "Oh, it's the best Marvel movie in ages." I don't. Though, admittedly, I can acknowledge when I watched it, my headspace wasn't entirely there, so I didn't entirely get it. But yes, it is. It is good. I love Yelena in this movie. She's always been great since the Black Widow movie, since the Hawkeye series. Love Red Guardian in this as well. Pretty cool seeing John Walker get kind of a redemption arc. More Ghost, sure, why not? And Bucky, obviously more Bucky is always welcome. But Sentry though, Bob, weirdly my favorite character. Just the fact that he starts off as a goofball and then he transitions into an all-powerful god who's all like, yeah, I want all this power now. I shouldn't be following orders. I am more powerful than everybody else. And he like lets his grief take him over and all that. It's like, dang. He actually sells it. The actor sells it really well. And of course, this movie, tackles the heavy topic of grief, and it does it really well. And when they were labeled as the new Avengers at the end, I was like, sure. Just wish the posters didn't spoil that, because they changed the posters to New Avengers before most people got a chance to see it. So that sucks. Like, thanks Marvel for that. Or thanks for spoiling that, but oh well. I am really excited to see them come back in Doomsday, so that's really cool. And it honestly was better than I thought it would be, because I wasn't really that hyped for it, but no, it was pretty good. And so that's all the movies. So yeah, the movies: Guardians 3, Deadpool, Wolverine, Thunderbolts, Captain America 4, The Marvels, and Ant-Man 3 for Phase 5. Only 6, which I guess is how Phases 1 and 2 were, only 6 movies. We have a lot more Disney Plus shows to talk about. I guess real quick, What If had Season 3 come out since my last video, and it was fine. I don't remember it very well. Like, I just remember like there was like an Old West episode with Kate Bishop and Shang-Chi. It had a really predictable plot twist around Shang-Chi's sister. There was an episode where Sam and a bunch of Avengers were in like mechs, I think, and they were fighting a giant Hulk, if I remember correctly. I guess there was an episode around Darcy and Howard the Duck trying to protect an egg because apparently they, had a baby come out of an egg. They had a whole episode around that. Okay. And then the series ends with the Watcher being all, oh, I'm interfering. I don't remember exactly. Captain Carter weirdly feels like a main character of What If. Like, I'm not sure why this series was so obsessed with her of all people. Like, I feel like if anybody should be the main character, it's the Watcher, but Like, I remember most people saying, What If is good when it's standalone episodes. It sucks when it's on the Watcher and it tries to tie everything together, which I could definitely see that. Like, they really didn't need to tie everything together. It would have been perfectly fine if they were all just standalone anthology episodes. I don't know why they felt the need to do that. So yeah, there's that. Probably still an okay. Overall, the show What If was fine. Now we have all these Disney Plus shows. Echo was fine. I remember that it was definitely a little bit more violent. Not that much. Like, not like Daredevil Born Again, but we'll talk about that in a second. It was cool seeing Kingpin again after his somewhat weak debut in Hawkeye. Like, at least since the Netflix Daredevil series. So seeing him come back was cool. He definitely felt more like the Netflix Daredevil version of Kingpin. I do remember liking that how they would shoot Echo's fight scenes. She's deaf. She can't hear anything. So the way she would fight, they have to take that into account. She literally can't hear a person coming up from behind her. And I thought it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool at first, but then the finale happened and suddenly she had superpowers. That's when I was like, that was weird. I don't know if we needed that. Then we have... Yeah, not much to say about Echo. Then we have Agatha All Along. Do I want to... I guess, yeah, let's go good. I kind of similar to Thunderbolts, where a lot of people were saying, oh, Agatha All Along was actually really good. And I was like, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd say it's like a masterpiece or anything, but it was good. It was cool seeing more Agatha Harkness, obviously. It was cool seeing her and all these witches going down this witch's road. I will say that song down the witch's road, whatever it was called, that song has been stuck in my head, but it's weirdly catchy. And what else happened? Oh, there was a twist around the teenager. Turns out he's Billy Maximoff, one of Wanda's sons. So, and the show ends with Agatha dying, and they're going to find Billy's brother, Tommy. So it turns out Wanda's sons are still alive in Earth 616, which I did not see coming, because, I thought they would have died at the end of WandaVision, but apparently not. So, yep. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this one either. Surprisingly, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, like, I got this off of Wikipedia, like Disney Plus shows. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was on there, which I was kind of surprised about because X-Men 97 wasn't on there. Though if you were to ask, I would put X-Men 97 and great. It was fantastic, but apparently it doesn't count. So, yep, we'll talk about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man again. By the way, that is a mouthful. I really don't like saying that long title. But yeah, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was great. I thought it was really good. It is essentially a TV show long What If episode, basically, where it's like, what if like Norman Osborn existed in the MCU, and what if he like was in that room recruiting Peter Parker instead of Tony Stark? Or, like, what if Norman was Peter's mentor instead of Tony Stark? I thought it was really cool how they handled that. I loved seeing Peter, like, he's still in the MCU. Like, this is still around the events of Civil War when the Sokovia Accords are around, but Peter isn't like an Avenger, so it's really cool seeing him like do his own thing. And I just really liked the character development he had with Harry Osborn and Nico, and Tombstone was in this show, and his whole thing with being a part of his criminal organization so he can save his brother, and he's like getting a part of it. It was like, man, I'm really fascinated to see where they go with that in season 2, since we know we're getting a season 2. And Scorpion too finally got his time to shine after they teased him at the end of Homecoming. So yep, that was really cool. And then we also have Daredevil Born Again, which yeah, I'd say it's good. Yeah, I mean, I love the Netflix Daredevil series, seasons 1 and 3. Season 2 was all right, but seasons 1 and 3 were fantastic. This show is good. It wasn't great, but I thought it did a lot of things really well. I mean, first of all, oh man, that show opened with Foggy dying. I mean, spoiler alert, but oh my gosh, that was definitely like, no, I was immediately hooked when I saw that. Like, just seeing him go, because he was such a pivotal character in the Netflix series. So to see him go was a shock. So yeah, Matt actually crosses a line by not killing, he attempts to kill Poindexter, or whatever's Bullseye. Yeah, he attempts to kill him because he was so devastated that Foggy died. So that's a bold move, like, because Matt, of course, is Batman in this, where he has a no-kill rule, and he actually crosses that line. It's actually interesting seeing him, like, how would he cope with that? He stops being Daredevil because he crossed the line. He committed the one sin that he said he would never do. Like, he stops even going to church because of that. Like, I do love that they keep the fact that he's a Catholic, they keep that a part of his character. And he finally, of course, I wasn't too bothered, weirdly, that for the first half of the show, it was a court case. He was just Matt Murdock, and then eventually got back to being Daredevil. It was pretty dang sick. Pretty dang sick, too, seeing Kingpin as the mayor and taking over the city, and Daredevil has to bring all these vigilantes back. Awesome. Seeing Frank the Punisher again, and the violence, too. You forget that this is on Disney Plus. Like, the violence it's actually more violent than the Netflix series. I was blown away by that. Like in the finale, you have Kingpin, like, holding that guy's head, and like, oh man, like, that would not be allowed on YouTube. I can't believe they got away with that on Disney Plus. Like, holy crap. And it ended I was a bit disappointed by the ending, because I was like, wait a minute, it's that the story's not done, but I guess they're setting up season 2, which I'm really curious to see. We know that Jessica Jones is coming back, which I'm really excited to see, and I guess they might bring back Luke Cage or Iron Fist. Sure, why not? And yeah, I am glad that Marvel is bringing back these lower stakes shows that don't necessarily need to be watched to understand the movies. They're just kind of little stories, like, oh, here's other heroes that just happen to exist in the same universe, but they deal with the smaller stakes, the street level stuff, while the Avengers deal with, of course, cosmic level stuff. And finally, we end with Ironheart. So yeah, finished last week, and Ironheart was okay. It was fine. I mean, first of all, one hugely positive thing I loved about Ironheart was the suit. Just the suit feels like it's actually there for once. Unlike the last couple of Iron Man suits, which were nanotech, and they really felt like they weren't there. There really was no weight to them. It felt like the Ironheart suit in this show, it feels like the old school way of filming an Iron Man suit back in the first few movies, where you really get a sense of weight and like they're really there. I really loved that. And we know that this show was in production for literal years, so they've had plenty of time to finish the CGI. Like, wow, nice job, Marvel, actually giving CGI artists time to finish their visual effects. And Riri fine enough protagonist. I mean, going through grief, like, yeah, that's all well and good. She ends up creating her dead friend Natalie with an AI, and yeah, that was kind of fun. I really liked the villain, Anthony Ramos's character, the Hood. Did not expect the twist. Again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this, but Mephisto pops up at the end of the show. I did not see that coming, and I also did not see the ending coming where Natalie the AI dies, and then Mephisto grants Riri's wish to bring her back, but instead of bringing the AI back, he just straight up resurrects Natalie, the original person that died. So that's insane. And so Riri's dead friend is actually back from the dead. So it's like, oh man. And we see glimpses of Riri's like, oh, she shouldn't have done that with her skin, like, being corrupted. Similar to what happened to the Hood. Oh, and also, what's his name? Ezekiel Stane. Obadiah Stane, the villain from Iron Man, his son is in this, turns out. I thought he was pretty interesting in the way he tries to run away from Obadiah, his father, like tried to avoid that legacy, and then he kind of embraces it with the lightning powers going up against another iron suited character. So yeah, it was all right. Not too much to say, but yeah, this might be my shortest MCU tier list video. I'm not sure, because yeah, I don't really have too much to say about a lot of TV shows, which might be a good or bad thing. So yep, well, it's better to close out with the tier list on the screen. Sorry for the ads in front, because yep, tier maker do be like that. So yep, that'll be all for now. MCU Phase 5 officially done. That is my official Phase 5 tier list. So now we move on to Phase 6, starting with the Fantastic Four First Steps, which I am getting more and more excited about the closer we get to its release. And I'm pretty dang excited. Well, I'm decently excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars, because I'm still not sure about Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, but it definitely caught my attention. Like, I am definitely curious to see how they're going to handle that. We'll see in about a year. So that'll be all for now. Thanks for watching. Peace.